First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second thing second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sea, I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, ooh. From a young age, taking my soul into the masses, writing my poems for the few that looked at me, took to me, shook to me, feeling me, singing my heartache. From the pain, taking my message, from the vein, speaking my lesson, from the brain, seeing the beauty through the
pain. Da, 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 da. Hello,
She said she's coming now.
Oh,
Yes.
how hard? Hello, everybody. Hey, Bubblegum, Lisa Jones, Susan B, and Lisa Jones once again. And yes, please, please, please hit the thumbs up and the thing and the stuff and the thing and the stuff and the thing.
Hello.
Yeah, please excuse us. Please excuse us. It's Monday. We're exhausted, and that's only because we've had a weekend of monkey wrenching. In other words, working on cars and stuff. And this time, thankfully, it wasn't ours. But yeah, that was interesting. Apparently, I looked like a grease monkey, and Stella found my adorable face covered in dirt. Adorable.
Should have actually taken pictures.
Well, next time you can. What does Griffy look like when she works on a car? She looks as if she's wearing the car. Hey, Rocco. Good to see you. Thanks for joining.
Hey.
So, we will be joining us at some point or another. So, how's your guys' weekend been? How's the weekend been running up into the manic Monday? It has to be a thing. I'm fully in support of extending weekends. Mondays are never good. Waking up early in the morning, getting kiddos ready for school, and then taking kiddos to school, and yes, it's a thing. But yeah, that's what we get for being grown up, right? It's like you got this hand slap. It's see what you did? See what you did? Have at it. Get you some. Some other news that I have for you guys. I will be working on the opinion visas during this week, as well as extra merch in the merch store. I'm sorry, this weekend was horribly busy, and with the load shedding and everything else, I just could not get to it. I was trying my bestest. But yeah, the other thing, those of you that like watching the Red Dead replay, yeah, I can't find some of the missions that I need in order to finish out chapter 2, so I'm gonna have to quickly replay them in a way to record them so that I can put them in the storyline. Which, yeah, so I'm gonna try to do that. Susan B, I'm with you on that. See, when I started learning how to work on cars, it was before all the computerized components and all this, that, and the other. So yeah, I'm my happiest when I can work on a car that doesn't have all of that mess, which was fortunately the case this weekend. I was working on the suspension. So yeah, it was good. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Coffee is always needed and always good and always needed. Hmm. Yeah, I agree with you completely on that. You get this warning, and the car goes dong, 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 and it gives you a little picture on the screen, and then you're like, oh. And you know you're in the crap when that little light goes from orange to red. When it hits red, it's uh, you better stop and switch off now. And kind of a bugger when you got an automatic car because you cannot tow that thing with another car. It needs to go on a flatbed.
Hello.
Hello,
I heard her.
hello.
Ah,
It is 6 p.m. now.
6:07 p.m. Susan B. And for we, it would be 5:07 p.m.
yeah, it's roasting PM over here. We've had no summer over here whatsoever, really. We had a couple of warm days at the start. Most of it has been a rainy mess. Today, I think God has remembered that he forgot about us at some point and went, oh, here, maybe they would like to see the sun twice a year. And it's feckin' roasting. Oh my lord.
Hey,
It's
Michelle.
roasting. Even my dogs are sunbathing inside the house. They're literally inside the house, lying in little puddles of sunshine, just living their best life. I, however, not doing so good. Hey, everybody. Hey.
Are you currently sitting in your refrigerator?
I'm sitting in my own puddle and none of it is cute or any of it. I have to. Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's just say we can relate, sort of, starting to, because the first September 1st was Spring Day in South Africa, so we're officially on the fourth day of spring, and we were blessed with 30 degrees Celsius, which is what did I
32.
oh 32. So basically 90 degrees
Yeah,
Fahrenheit. So
yeah.
yeah,
That's good. Yeah.
bubblegum. You were trimming your bush.
I've just remembered that there's a chat somewhere. Hey, everybody. Hey.
Wait for 10
Hey.
minutes before you start anything.
Oh, so 10 minutes before we can extensively go into bubblegum's bush.
I swear, every day. Look, we're still less than the amount of minutes. She's still doing it anyway. I hate this.
I
When you,
said bush. Bush is not a naughty word.
I still, well, we're gonna.
So, yes. So you're melting.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's. Northern Ireland is like the land that time and the sunshine has forgotten, right? As soon as there is a glimpse of sunshine, most people seem to feel the need because it's such a spectacle. They need to add themselves to the spectacle by stripping. So we now have a lot of semi-naked people wandering around the place in shorts, um, the fellas all have their what we would call tops off or taps off in the vernacular. Uh, None of that is a good thing, though. I can promise you that, because usually the people that are the quickest to get naked are exactly the ones who should not be getting naked. No, 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 no.
That's that's the kind of variety that the milk in the fridge would be laughing at said person. Going, you're so light.
Well, look, the lightness isn't the problem, really. It's more the just, just, just no, just no, just
I know you
no.
wanna. I know it sounds fun, but just no.
Yeah, none of this is a good idea. Not for you, not for me, nobody really. Let's start again.
The world is grey enough already. We don't need to add that.
Yeah, you get to see a lot of untrimmed everything. And you're just like, oh my goodness, why? I'm trying to have one nice day out with my family, and here you awful people are doing all of the things. I hate my life. Oh my goodness.
Bubblegum, we needs to borrow your scissors.
I think it's going to take more than scissors for some people, I promise you that.
Well, I got a weed eater in the garage that I'm not using.
Well, off you go then.
You can. There's a lawnmower there too. I mean, ironically enough, the lawnmower's there. I don't have no lawn anymore. But there's a lawnmower. Orange sprinkle. Oh, well, that must have been a side, Susan B. Well, you're cracking.
Susan B, like the lady from There's Something About Mary, like that lady.
Oh my.
No, we just started.
What was her name? Gilda.
Like, I'm lucky enough to remember which film she was in, and then Griffey's like, well, what was her name? Hold on, I'll get your date of birth and her address at the same time. Let's
Yes.
just, come on.
She needs some doxing. We need everybody over there ASAP with binoculars.
I'm like, well done, me. I remember the movie. And she's like,
Oops. Sorry, not sorry.
I would all.
Hey, widow. Hey, who said what?
We can't repeat that right now, but yes,
Oh, we'd
bubblegum,
so
yes.
love to, but can't. That would so have made my Monday, but yeah, well. So, you've been staring at naked, not so nice looking people.
I went from staring at four walls all day to being shoved out into the roasting hot world to trying to get home in a sea of semi-naked weirdos. And I'm like, so yes, that's how that went. And then here I am. Yeah. It's been a lot.
Well, I could assume that it must have been traumatizing for you because as the clock counted down the last 5 minutes, I said to Stella,
Is she going to be here?
we've got to get close today. I wonder if she's okay. And when you came back on, it was like, yeah, now I have my answer. You were so not okay.
No. But it's the same as everything else. As soon as you set a plan to do something, doesn't it feel like somebody else makes it their life mission to scupper said plan by doing something? That's how that goes.
Yes.
So as soon as we had set we tried really hard to get in our little scheduled time to be able to do something on a daily basis. And then Friday happened. Friday, I still was fit to be tied by about 2 o'clock in the morning. I could have ripped the head off a badger if I had been given enough time. I was like, "Nah!" I was so past myself. I thought the same was about to happen today again. And
Well,
barely just
would have.
made it. I swear I was going to cry. I was just like, I'm going to get the.
Well, I just would have told the chat that I'm going Ewok hunting and I'll see them in roughly an hour. And then I would have 100 gazillion messages saying, "Did you find her? Is she okay? Is she okay? Did she lock herself in the fridge again?"
She's always okay. She's just, well, couldn't say that. Even she's usually okay. She's usually.
Well, apparently, who said what was at your house? Because she said, respectively, that was a hall of mirrors, and you were the semi naked weirdo.
Yeah, that was just this morning getting ready. Yeah. Uh, no, 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 no. Trust me, it's all of the people outside. Trust me, it's the scary people outside. They're doing all of the things. I'm hiding away from the scary people because they're scary. You
And
know.
doing all the things.
Yeah. It feels like the people outside are the things that you have to sort of be careful of. Now, I'm going to be careful of how I say this wee bit. If they're not running around semi naked and doing all of the things, in a couple of weeks, they're going to be vectors for disease. That's where I will leave it there. Either way, these two are hazards to my existence. They need to go away. Go back in your own houses and leave me alone. Dangerous people.
So, what you're saying is you're living the real life version of the purge.
All right, I wish that was the case. I could solve a whole lot. Very, I would be a very busy night.
I
Let's
can
get some
just
stuff.
imagine you in your little ninja Ewok suit
I do
running
have
about.
I do have a purge mask, just in case they announce, and I wouldn't be ready.
Hi,
just
Tango.
just in case, just in case.
Tangeray Langeray, how are you doing?
In the lingerie department.
Hi,
Hey,
Daphne.
Daphne.
That was almost stereo, almost, not quite. Must try harder.
Well, be grateful we're not reading Daphne's message in unison.
What? Be careful. What?
That we do not read Daphne's message in unison.
You let me down there, Stella. What can I say?
We're doing good, Tanga. Just hot. But apparently it's hotter there by we because people are taking their clothes off and doing all the things.
Oh, it's
Currently,
it's not hotter than it is with you. Trust me, this is Northern Ireland. If Northern Ireland reached African temperatures, there would just be
They're
it
all
would
dying.
be a disaster. The country would just be on fire. Uh, but as I have told you before, my people are hardy people. So whenever it even gets of a mild temperature, people start stripping. It's a whole thing. So today it feels like they have lost their tiny minds and they're all like, "Yay, we're nothing." And I'm like, "No, no, put it back on. Put all your clothes back on. It's
so
not, I don't want to see it." No.
so what we's trying to say is we need to get comfortable and strip so that she can feel more at home.
Hey.
Hey.
No. No. No,
No.
no. You should keep your clothes on.
I'll leave my hat on. Where's my
No, no. No, no. I said clothes. I said clothes. All of the clothes. All of them.
Uh, so, you've been dealing with a lot of unwanted, unneeded nakedness. I was covered in grease for the majority of the weekend,
Aye.
and also not the kinky kind.
Well, tell that to every mechanic's calendar since 1982.
I still don't know why Stella likes it so much when I'm covered in grease, but apparently that's a huge turn on.
Yeah, but you look so adorable.
Adorable.
The whole half of her nose was black.
That was going so well. And then everything just took a terrible nosedive. So.
When you do talk about the kinky grease, do it on Only Walks.
Yeah, we'll need a better name because that'll get us either in trouble for something or other.
Only Walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of confusing to you guys when I write stuff like that, ain't it, Widow?
What were you doing?
I wrote "Happy First Day of Spring," and it confuckled the holy holies out of Widow because they were going
Look,
into fall.
especially for, well, what do you mean they? I'm meant to be going into fall and the sun has decided to remember I exist. You know, you know. Uh, but Widow was flummoxed last week by a time zone. Now you've decided to completely change
And seasons.
seasons. Uh, this is not is going to cause mayhem.
Can you just imagine if I enter geography into that whole mix?
Oh Lord. And then languages, money, degrees Celsius, degrees Fahrenheit, all of it. Oh my Lord, it's all
Rand
going to get
versus
messy.
dollar.
Right?
Rand, dollar, pound, yen, francs, euros.
Still, I know that Carol Johnson isn't here yet, but one of the funniest things I have ever heard in my life was listening to Griff get get a donation and then trying to work out where the denomination was from. He had
Thank
no
you, Susan.
idea. He had no idea where it was from. It was GBP. No idea. Never. I swear, Griffey. I swear. I think I coughed up a lung that day. I laughed so hard. It was a whole thing. And he was talking about how worldly wise he was as well. Perfect. Perfect. The whole kit and caboodle. Perfect. It was terrible. I was like, oh, tell me you know nothing while tell me you know nothing.
I mean, it's sort of understandable, like what happened that one day with White Rabbit. She was having some other competition, and I thought I was funny, so I sent her, what was it, 15 rand, which at that point in time would have equaled $1, and she was like, "I don't know what that is, but there's 15 entries for you." I was like, "What? That's equal to $1. That doesn't even qualify as one, but okay." So that I could understand. Somebody not knowing what ZAR is. But GBP?
Yep, GBP. And I was like, and I got so, you know me, I get all nerdy about it. I got so nerdy about it. I went back to see if he had been donated GBP before. I was like, no, this has to. He's bound to be doing a thing. This maybe just his comedy delivery needs a little bit of work. Maybe that's what that is. But no. It was a situation, and I swear I laughed so hard. Those were the good old days when we used to find him slightly funny because he was just like, "Oh my lord, I suddenly feel like a genius. I should be in charge of the world."
That Susan, thank you very much for the super chat. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Susan.
And I also saw, what does GMT stand for? Greenwich Meridian Time.
No,
Am I correct?
there is no green witch.
Greenwich. Greenwich. Okay.
I know it all.
You gotta
Green.
also give it to me. I'm South African. We're boonies at
Don't
best.
you even come that with me. The last time we saw a green witch, it was threatening people on a YouTube video, but that's a whole different story. If you
Speaking
know, you
of,
know.
where's that?
If you don't, you don't.
Speaking of, where is that good friend of yours with the hooker boots and the pop tarts?
You know, my good friend is your best friend. She's in your everything. Hey.
That's your best day.
I did witness somebody doing the claw maneuver last night, and I was like,
Oh my.
that okay. Okie dokie. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was interesting.
Who said once is she's both of your besties, don't lie.
Don't listen to her.
Yeah, don't listen to who said what.
Who said what is in a special Discord with her all by herself?
Yeah, they're discussing the new takeover of the YouTube streets.
Oh,
Along with the worm.
oh, I know. The wee worm. Who would have thought between the weasel and the worm, there's quite quite the takeover. It's amazing. I was wondering where that was going to go, Daphne. But thank you.
I would have had something else. Great big pickles. There we go. Thank you, Widow. Hi. This is the part where you're supposed to smile and say, hey. Okay, you just get a sigh. Sorry about that.
Stella's looking to see how she can escape off the screen. The only one currently living their best life is Crispy. Hi.
What can I say? It's a thing.
YouTube is very different on a cell phone. YouTube is,
Yes.
and then that's usually the point in time at which most people decide to say, "Hello, we," and I'm like, and they all have very long names or 400 tiny little pictures inside their name. And I'm like, I can't find the tiny little picture. It drives me bananas, not in a good way. So usually that's when you get from me is a hello everybody, hello everybody. And then people will be like, hey wait, and I'm like, no, you're not getting it now. Hello everybody. we can't be doing this. I haven't got 4 days. I haven't got 4 days.
Yeah.
And then the flip side of that, the one time that you're at your computer and you could type all of the things, nobody says hello. And you're like, what?
I
What?
know, right? So, this is a blanket explanation for all. If you don't catch it, I'm so terribly sorry for you. Whenever I'm in a chat room and I say hi and everybody says hi and I just go along with that blanket we thing of hi everybody, yeah, we got load shedding and I'm on my phone. Um, yeah, and when the rest happens, nobody says hello, so that's okay too.
I know, right? I mean, it solves our equation, but it is almost like some cosmic voodoo that happens that you're like, it's the one time I can't tag everybody. Not
Yeah.
everybody has people putting capital letters in the wrong place in their name, and you have to go back and then find where the capitals are. You
Mhm.
can't just type out the
And
word.
then you have to go back in the chat just to make sure, and then you have a fuck up with the buttons, and you have to start all over.
And then somebody will go, "Can we get a one in the chat for men?" And then the chat starts flying, and you're like, hold on, my message has disappeared up into space at this point. I need that. I'm halfway through typing her name. Stop
Yeah.
it. That's how that goes. Yeah. Don't you dare. Who said what? Don't you dare. What in the Ernie shell is even happening?
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
agree
done
with
that in a while, by the way. Well, we'll have to get back into that habit. I had tried to wean myself off the Ernie Shellisms, but because nobody else was finding them funny apart from me, but oh well.
you. Know I always find you funny, especially if you irritate people. That's my bread and butter.
Oh dear.
But I agree with who said what.
I
You are
saw.
pretty. And I also do agree that you're just waiting on tits. You see that sigh? That is a long awaited sigh. Hello.
She's gonna kill you.
Yes, she is. Okay, I need to tell you about this girl. Her name is Bella. Because I'm not allowed to talk about Stella, so I'll talk about Bella. So whenever I talk about Bella, you know
No,
it's actually
no.
but not.
Widow, the best
Talk
way
about
I
me.
can the best thing I can say to you is keep it simple. Resist your urge to buy wireless headphones or a wireless mic. People do that and it inevitably screws up. Wired is cheaper and more effective and will last you longer.
Yes.
You can get a really decent like headset for like, 20 bucks and it would serve you perfectly well. You can make some other changes with your mic after that, but keep keep to wired. Keep those little wires. Are they messy? Yes. Are they annoying? Yes.
Yes.
But they're there for a
And yes, a
reason.
gal.
The amount of people I listen to in it, the jerks would be a good one. I love you ladies, but good lord. You don't help my blood pressure sometimes because it felt like you were taking turns at like trying to upset we the other day. I'm like, come on, get a fucking headset, get a fucking headset. It was very upsetting.
But I agree with we. Wired is always better. Because, I had this very, very good idea when I was younger, could still afford the stuff and things. And hey, new tech, nice, right? So I had this idea that if I get myself a wireless mouse and a wireless keyboard, then I can like lay on my bed and play games and stuff like that. I wouldn't need to get up and sit in a chair and do all the things. I can just do it from across the room, no problem. Yeah, right. Mm-mm. Connection issues and. No, always stick to wired. Wired, it's better. Hey.
I was going to carry on that explanation, but considering what who said what has done there, it's pointless. Widow, hit me up in the Discord if you need help, love. All right. They've saw boobies. There's nothing else we can do now. Sorry. Conversation's over. It's all done.
Now you can just talk about wired boobies, but other than that, you're buggered.
Right?
Wow. I agree with Stella. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
The irony.
Terrible.
It's 6:36 p.m. and 27 degrees. So it's still around about 80.
Yeah.
No, wait, 31.
Oh, here's a funny little conversation. Because I'd imagine it'll fill you full of excitement. Ziggy, very recently. I know, right? Look, you can tell it's going to be grim when I just break into the worst of it, where I'm like, Ziggy very recently showed her electricity bill to the
Oh.
world. And then there was a whole sad fishing experiment. Now, just before we continue, can we get a set of boobies in the chat if Griffey and Stella have ever sad fished with any of their bills? Or can we get a pin in the chat for Ziggy for showing her bills? Because I know which one has happened and which one hasn't happened. No babies. Thank you. Who said what? No babies. We're babyless.
Wait, I think I should write up some bills then. Stick to the Ziggy code of ethics.
Right? Just do what you want for several months. Wait till they're about to cut you off for evict you. AKA Andrew Hiltz. Then show the bill to people and people will give them the money.
Somebody actually paid that?
People will. I can promise you, people will.
Hey, Chris.
Chris can't tag everybody. Everybody, can you all tag Chris?
Yeah. So now everybody has to go and tag Chris individually so that she has to tag each and every one of you. So yeah,
Well-
Widow, I put the temperature thing up in the chat for you. 27 degrees Celsius is 81 Fahrenheit.
And the difference at Daphne is you also have air conditioning. We no have no air conditioning. The tiny
No.
Africans are roasting.
No air conditioning, no heaters in the winter. Why do you think I got Stella and Stella's got me? We're all each other has to get us through the winter. Hi.
God of them, it's been dark for a long time. There's nothing we can do. Look, but yes, Ziggy and her bill. It was a whole thing, a whole performance of oh my goodness, I don't know. I mustn't have paid it in a while. No shit.
In a while.
No shit. lady. You're meant to be a whole adult who has a child. You're meant to be, you know, paying your bills like the rest of us out here who are trying to rob Peter to pay Paul on a daily basis. Not just swan up with your overdue electricity bill and hope that somebody else is going to give you the money for it. So I can't wait now until Moon does her expose of Ziggy grifting for bills, because you know the way she was very shit hot on people having ever asked for a thing and then done a thing. So off you go, Moon. Expose Ziggy. Off you go. Go on ahead. Go on with your bad self.
She won't. That's her bestie.
Right?
Are you gonna accept it?
Oh, God.
Yeah. You need to accept it.
I see what you did there, Bubblegum. This is our lives now. Welcome, welcome. These are the things that everything else we have learned until this point is apparently irrelevant, but we now need to know skills like how to type a pin into the chat.
So from now on, yes would be boobies and no would be peens. Am I getting that correctly?
Well, apparently, yes.
Okay then. Good to know.
My
Yeah, definitely.
rationale was that, well, yes, most of us are always hefting the boobies at the best of times, so yes, would have just been a good way to have that, and obviously it would cheer Stella up. And then equally, the pain, nobody wants an unexpected pain.
No.
There's never an opportunity where an unexpected pain makes you happy. You know, you're out doing your grocery shopping, a pin pops around the corner. That's never going to cheer you up. I can promise you that. So, that's that. Welcome to my brain, everybody. Hi. It's great. It's great. Great in here. Scary.
Well, at least you're not alone. You have company.
More or less, it was also inspired by who said what was her old school boobies. It cheered me right up at the start. I was like, it's simple but beautiful. All of the things.
Yeah, Bubblegum, I have to agree with Daphne. You couldn't get any pleasure out of that one.
Who said what? I just, yep, sorry. It would make who said what stay a whole lot very, oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
do I need to organize you said what to do a little booby jiggle for you on your birthday?
Yours is first.
Oh Lord. Mine is first. Okay, I'll give the lessons then.
Excuse me?
What? You don't want any other?
There's only one pair I want. Thank you. So,
Okay.
and poor Wee is gonna run away.
No, she isn't. She's talking to the people in her brain.
No, she's already going, oh, what the fuck am I doing here?
Well, not really. My brain got stuck on the why you had to specify pair, because um, did you think one was going to wander off at some point?
Well,
Just aimlessly jiggling around the flat, Is that how that goes? I don't know.
And that is where her breast.
You see now why I tell you we won't leave?
Well, she's concentrating on other shit while thinking about weird ass shit while you're talking about other shit.
No, we're talking boobies, not shit. Boobies wandering about.
Pooh, we need you. Super Pooh, we need you.
Super Boo! We have a booby emergency.
Although that reminds me of something, so I'll go and find that.
So who said watch it? She'll make a hype track for you to shake your boobies at each other. For us to shake our boobies at each other. Shit and boobies is where I dip no judgment. Bubblegum, you should just look at him, wink, and say you're welcome.
Hey, Vaseline.
Hello, Mazikine.
Just imagine what he has a whole conversation with his co-workers.
No, he didn't seem too impressed with Bubblegum, so he must be one of those dudes that don't get much attention at home. So now he's angry at all the girls that get the booby action for themselves. A uniboob.
Uh, this is not. If we could not mention boobs for a wee second, that would be great.
Knockers?
You're going to feel like a complete tit in a minute if you keep that going. Happy Labor Day for all of the Americans.
Happy Labor Day!
There you go. See?
Stella did the researchy thing and went and looked up what the significance of Labor Day is. She did all the work.
I'm muted, and you figured out that it wasn't about squeezing out a baby. You figured that out?
Yeah! Well, I figured it had something to do with work. So, yeah.
Work, 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 work.
So, yes. Over here, our Labor Day is called Workers' Day,
And it's on the 1st of May.
and it's on May 1st.
Whatever.
When's your Workers' Day, Labor Day. Pop it out a baby Boobies Day.
That's not a happy conversation you want me to start right now.
Okay.
We don't really have one, considering no, in the nicest way possible. Because I still have a lot of things to say about a lot of things, and it's not about that. We have a situation where we have a monarchy, and they seem to take over a lot of the public holidays. It's a lot about them. That's kind of the situation we've got going on over here, which is, great and stuff, but considering they don't really do a hand's turn most of the year, that says a lot. So yeah. There isn't really a British equivalent at the moment. More or less, it's called "Congratulations, you've survived." That's it. That's it.
Do you get cake?
Marie Antoinette style.
Let them eat cake.
Yeah. telling you, I'm considering it. um, yeah, that's why the French went all renegade and was like, you know what, lady, you know what, you're not really being helpful to the situation right now.
Not all of us have a sweet tooth and we're hungry, you know.
And let's see, as an experiment for our next live stream, we're not going to put it in today's live stream. We'll see if people will be able to tell me which person has a map of a country on their live stream and has somehow left off the north of the country. Almost as an act of pure spite and fucking bitterness. But I digress, because even the Irish government consider the North whenever they show the Irish map. You know? That's a helpful hint. That's a helpful hint. There you go. You're welcome. We'll talk about that another time. Cause
I know
yeah,
the answer.
yeah, it's not me.
No.
But the day is getting closer where we goes full nerd and is going to have to do a whole show and tell situation, because the version of history that people are picking up over there is more than a Grimm's fairy tale, to say the least. I'm like, what are you? Is this even real life right now? Is this even what we're doing?
Is that sort of similar to the moon telling everybody I should be Nigerian?
The moon was busy telling off Matthew last night. It's okay. They can sit and pick at another creator all day, every day. They can do that day in, day out. No problem. No problem at all. As soon as Matthew mentioned anything, I still have no idea behind 95% of that story. So let's leave that there.
Yeah.
But as soon as Matthew did that, the moon went into full, no, you're not going to talk to her like that. Bitch, have you missed the past like 8 months of Pigeon's live streams? I mean, have you? Have you?
Or her very own, for
Have
that
you?
matter.
Did you miss that?
Hey, Eliza.
That was a whole thing. I was like,
What?
what is it? What? What? What?
Here's a little assignment. We need to figure out, what do you call a hypocrite who calls someone else a hypocrite?
And can they spell it correctly?
Hippo. Right.
Hypocrites everywhere. Makes it sound vaguely Australian whenever you say it like that. Pollyanna, where have you been?
Pollyanna. Pollyanna, you need to come over here or come over to Wee's house, whichever one is closer.
My house, my house.
You have an appointment with some handcuffs so that you cannot go away or disappear or go poof into some fairy dust. We missed you.
We know you were moving and doing all of the packings and all of the things. I was concerned you had packed yourself and had got lost in all of the things, so I'm glad to see you.
Very much.
But yeah, it was that whole thing last night was eh, talk about a lack of awareness. Lack of awareness. Also, the other thing that is happening is Pigeon is now pointing out the points at which she thinks this other creator may or may not be living a sober lifestyle, all while endorsing and supporting another creator who is doing exactly the same feckin' thing. But carry on, carry on. There's
So
a
once
reason why
again,
we don't need to do live stream after live stream to point this out anymore. It's this ridiculous. Ridiculous!
a hypocrite calling someone else a hypocrite.
Oh, it's wild. Wild. Wild.
Weird.
But yeah, that was all happening, right? That was all. That was like I was like, are what? What? Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm. So that would be the most ungeneral awareness available on YouTube. General unawareness. There you go. There's a new channel name for the moon.
Generally unaware.
Yes, kind of fitting.
I think
You're welcome.
rap might sue us for copyright infringement. Talking of which, consider that I feel like we've entered a time vortex. We now have Benny looking for Ernie. That's a whole thing again, where you're like, can you two? Uh, I mean, they either just need to get down to business and get it on, or leave each other alone at this point because there's a lot going on over there.
I just wanted to ask, is he done playing with Tiffany Marie now?
Well, maybe there was room for a wee Ernie in the middle of it. Maybe
Mm.
no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Pearl, Pearl, we still love our gay pirates. Don't ruin that.
Okay, pirates starting again soon.
Yes. We won't be missing that.
Teresa, that was meant to be my name. There you go. That just came
Selective
back to me all of
monitoring.
a sudden. All of a sudden there. Inspired by bubblegum.
Yes.
But yeah, when I was doxxed, apparently that was my name. Teresa. Yep. Yep.
Aha.
Yep.
Teresa.
That was when they knew everything about poo. Knew everything. Knew all of the things about poo. We knew all of the things. All of the things.
But even Pearl knows your name is Margaret.
Pearl, stop doxing me, yo.
Yes, Miss Pearl, I have seen the trailer. Looking forward to it.
Maybe Daphne, if Ziggy's vulva could get to work, she could pay her electricity bill. That's just, you know, times are hard and all that there. Sometimes that's all that you've got left in the world.
Yeah, she should
I
just.
would recommend that she should give it a wee bit of a scrub and freshen up before use. Just to try and keep everybody safe from any hazardous contamination.
Exactly, Miss Pearl. You see, that's the granddaughter of Great Maggie, which is why she's also Maggie. Margaret! She's not going to talk to me for 2 weeks now.
It's getting close to that, yes. I think, as I've said before, the fact that Pearl DeVere of all people could probably imagine how I feel about that person. Yeah, cheers, folks. Way to ruin the tiny amount of self confidence I already had. I appreciate you. Cheers.
And I was just waiting for Pearl to get here in order to say that. Yeah, apparently she wasn't the favored child there, Miss Pearl. The name should have given it away, but yeah, still. But we love you, we, regardless of who your grandma is.
Even Stella's concerned for your continued existence at this point. Even she's like, I can't help you anymore if you keep talking. If you choose to keep talking at this point, oh, go with God. Only He can help you now. Like,
I just had to.
yeah, it's all right. Don't forget now that payback's a bitch, yeah.
That's
And
okay.
I
I'm
got
safe and sound in
material.
Nigeria.
I got material for days. I'm not like the ignoramus who decided to tell you that you're not African.
Yeah, I'm full on Nigerian.
Did we still haven't found out where you are though. All this investigating they've been doing. All of the investigating. And they still have not come to a conclusion where South Africa is. I feel like that is one of the biggest problems on YouTube today. The fact that this person has done stream after stream of all sorts of nonsense. They didn't continue the series. They didn't tell us where South Africa was.
Yeah, I am currently without country.
Right? Just wandering aimlessly round the globe. It's very sad.
I don't think we will survive in Canada. I'm Canadian.
In Canadian.
Canada.
If you were wondering, that currency is CID.
Yeah, Griffey's not going to manage to last the night. I think that if you want to say your goodbyes to Griffey, now would be a good time to do it.
I bid you adieu. Love you. Hey.
Daphne, I just processed that comment. Considering that the two are remarkably similar, there's a lot to be said there for a start. None of which is safe to say here, really. But it's nice that the working girls can keep each other company. That's something. It's okay. She's on day 19 million over there telling somebody else how to behave again, but nobody's allowed to tell her to behave, but she's telling somebody else how to behave. Okie dokie
Of
then!
course.
Alrighty! Love that! Love that!
Yeah. Bubblegum, I'll be rolling out the opinion passports in this week. Sorry, I was trying to get to them the weekend, and then, yeah, I was covered in grease, so I couldn't get to that.
There was a backlog in the processing situation. So if you too would like an opinion passport, opinion visa, join the handy dandy memberships.
Yes.
And then we can send poor little Griffey into a tailspin trying to make. My aim is to get you all to join the membership so that we can send Griffey into a complete meltdown of having to make 48,000 passports. That would make my life complete. If we could all do that, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
You see, that would so make up for the fact that I call her Margaret.
Oh no, we haven't even started on that, love. That's a whole different thing.
I need to do penance. So the memberships will go towards my suffering.
Sweetie darling, not even 3 months in Lourdes would begin to take the edge off your
Oh Lord,
transgressions.
I have met someone with a bigger rage meter than my wife. Oh no, save the tiny Africans.
No, no.
Just the one.
Well, we would if we knew if yous were African, we could, but yous
Oh
aren't.
yeah, without
So,
country. I'm like Tom Hanks stuck in that airport terminal.
right? I was reading a thing about him, the guy who they did the original story of that stayed in, you know, the terminal for forever years. Um, he lived to a ripe old age, like for what all of the things you would think, considering how everybody tells us, we're meant to have all these things and do all the things in order to keep ourselves fit and healthy.
Yeah.
My dude was living off bin food and sleeping on a floor and survived rightly. You know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it, but it worked for, it kept him in one piece.
Well, did the movie get it right at least with his name or
Not
not?
not remotely with his name. His
Uh,
name is a foreign name. I can't remember right now.
yeah, because I know in the movie it was Victor Navorsky.
No, I think they did that thing of movifying all of the things. When they
Yeah.
do that. Although, now that we're talking about movies, I cannot miss the opportunity to remember the happy moment that I experienced when one very unfortunate sector of the YouTubes were talking about a movie. The movie being Forrest Gump.
Eh.
And they were discussing whether it was a biopic or a documentary. It was a glorious moment. I enjoyed every second of it because I was like, if there was ever a chance of me having respect for you, ever, this ain't it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
would be like Benjamin Buford Blue. They call me Bubba.
It was a whole thing. I was like, there was people arguing about how well they knew the story, and yet every time a question would be asked, they obviously didn't know the answer to the question. That was quite an experience as well. Um, yeah, 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 yeah.
You know, if they weren't such high grade douche canoes, I would have said they should have invited us up on panel to do that kind of quiz for them.
I'm not volunteering for that. You can.
No,
I've taken my turn
no,
at that. It didn't work well.
no. The grade of douche canoery would make me back out of that one.
Um, you see, what happened was Chris decided, in her wisdom, that she couldn't survive to Labor Day unscathed So what she decided to do was basically, I think the technical term is go arse over tit, and has somehow broken her hand and wrist. Would that be correct, Chris? No, the silly bitch needs surgery. What you do, silly bitch? What you do? Why you do this? No go arse over tit.
That sounds like quite a situation.
No lube. There wasn't even lube, Griffey. She just went for it. She just went full force. Poof. Straight in.
Uh, no holds barred, not a second thought, not questioning her life choices, nothing. Just went for it.
Yep.
Oh my.
That's a little bit like when Dates was making the little coat. And again, we'll not get one stream where they don't do this. Not one. So I'm going to continue my story because it's important if they can get them to fuck up.
Carry on, we'll be quiet.
We good? Good.
It's Tiny Dancer's fault.
Welcome to your new co-host, Tiny Dancer. Come on up. See, I don't even do what Heidi does. I don't even need to put co-host on the side of the screen because, you know, when that's the best badge you've got in your life, oh, fuck me. But carry on. Off you go. Come on. You wanted to read the thing.
What? No. Stella just said that it's Tiny Dancer's fault. It's up to you to determine whether that's accurate. We
You
love
realize
you.
that makes no fucking sense at all, right?
I know, right?
But yes, I don't think vulva are quite on Benny's horizon at present. Quite now, he is all after all of the pain. All of the pain. Yep.
Well,
I told you this earlier. Nobody listened. Nobody fucking listened. Nobody listened. None. Nobody. Nobody. Welcome to my life.
how manyth time would this be of him getting out of the closet? Because it's like a boomerang at this stage.
Closet would be covered in spit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like the combined man hours between Texas, Georgia, Kentucky, that law enforcement have spent even just having to document these lunatics. They just don't get paid enough. Imagine all of the various little phone calls they have had with people inquiring, you know, what their charges are this time and how long they're going to be banged up for this time. There's no amount of money in the world that is paid them or prepared them for dealing with the bullshit that YouTube has to offer. These poor people are just going to work of an evening. They're not expecting to be on the YouTubes. They're just
Hmm.
answering calls.
And after all that, they get to pay Ziggy's light bill as well. Oh,
the best
joy.
the best line was, like I said, of blah blah blah. I don't know what happened. I guess I mustn't have paid it in a while.
Really?
That's how that
Yes.
works. Mustn't have paid it in a while.
Then I feel sorry for the chick, but in the weirdest fashion, because I don't think she'd ever survive in South Africa. She won't have electricity most of the time, and she'd still have to pay her electricity. But here's the kicker: you have to pay it up front. If you don't pay it up front, you don't have any.
Right. And usually, oh, don't I? There's so many ways to adult that we could break this down into. We've been here before. um, the only difference is now she has a revolving cast of people to grift off, and they will do it. They will do it. It's one of the sad situations that happens on YouTube. It's not just her though. It She's the one that most people in this sector are sort of aware of, really, because they haven't seen the others that went before her. But
Yeah.
there are others, many others. It happens, and it happens over and over again, and it's so frustrating to watch. But all you can do is give people the information. There are some people who will listen and some people who won't.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. It's so frustrating now. And I'm with AB. The other thing you can do while you're giving the information is get a headset with a wired cable to give the information so that then we can hear you giving the information. I love you. I said it nicer than AB did.
Yes.
He's a meanie.
That's one of the things that I don't get. You get people that are able to work, that do live in a country where there is jobs available, but they don't. Yeah, I don't get the logic. But once again, as I said to you before, why don't I mention it? Because if I say something about it, it just sounds like I'm being jealous or nasty or whatever the case may be, when that's not the point.
No, none of us are allowed to mention any of the things. Meanwhile, you've got somebody over there shouting, "You all came from Ziggy! You bitch! Where did you come from? Ziggy! Okay, shut the fuck up! Next!" There's that. There's that. There's that.
Although I will not elaborate too much. I didn't come from Ziggy.
Right? Show me where I was Ziggy's mod in Ziggy's
Bestie.
Discord, sending emails. Show me all those things. You have my full permission to release every phone call there is between me and Ziggy. Put them out immediately. Release the calls. I demand it. We'll be here a while.
The
Really.
reverie between we and Ziggy.
Besties.
The the Ziggy Wee Chronicles. Just not the wee Ziggy Chronicles because that girl can never be wee. Not on her best day. She's way too overt to ever be covert. Whew.
Yeah.
Okay, so she needs help with her electric bill.
Yep. So you can hit if you wish to donate to Ziggy's plight today, you can hustle your little butt cheeks over there and donate to your heart's content. For
No, it,
anybody who has two brain cells to rub together, please don't do that. Unless you'd be better going and giving your money to literally anybody else.
yeah, if you would like to donate to Ziggy's electric bill fund, the PayPal is linked to the top of the chat.
Right? I would love a pizza if you I mean, I would really I haven't had a Jaffa cake or a pizza in over 6 months now. Because that's what you do when you're trying to make ends meet, yo. You go without
Yes.
shit. So if you would like to donate to the Jaffa Cake Fund, hit up Griffy83, Griffy with three F's because she gives you the extra F.
For the extra Jaffa cakes.
Yeah. Um, but it's so funny that the Griffey is the grifter while they support that shameless hussy over there. Okay, okay. How many pajamas has Griffey ever grifted for? Zero fucking pajamas. Zero jammies.
No, food is the current
Yeah, food's nice.
food is currently the top tier of requirement, and then it would be the rest of the stuff and things to keep the tiny African children alive.
Tiny African children eat foods? Oh my goodness.
Yes, tiny African children eat foods.
This is one of the time where you having a household full of mostly teenagers is a nightmare.
Yes.
Because we all know that teenagers are attached to a totally different thing when it comes to food. They go from zero food intake to all of the food intake to zero food in. That's sort of how that goes. You try to regulate it, you try to do all the good things, and they're like, no, 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 no. um. So yeah, if you it's just bizarre to me that people can support the worst option of parenting. A bit like the Andrew Hilts of it all too. You know,
Yeah.
you know, you know. Daphne, I love you. That is my line of the day.
Yes. I tend to agree with you, Miss Pearl. That is one thing that I noticed myself as well. But once again, if I were to say something about it, I would just come off as the jealous one. You're just jealous of Ziggy because she gets everything. Uh, okay then.
Yep. The day that Griffey shows the world that she has ordered multiple VR headsets and still expects people to donate to her is the day that you can all call her an official grifter. That's the day. We can all live for that day. Until then, you're shit out of luck. when you're so desperate for a man to spend time with you that you'll buy them a fucking toy so that they'll talk to you. I mean, oh my lord. If the fact that he didn't want to go to the Airbnb with you didn't tell you enough. Oh no, no. No, no, no. You even bought him gifts and he didn't fucking want them.
Hmm.
Oh, sucks to be you.
Very much so. So yeah, I think she should put some of her stuff and things to work and get to work and yeah, start earning her way somehow. I mean, here's my question. Has Ziggy ever come on to a live stream at all at any point in time and said, well, my daughter needed this, this, and this, so this weekend I'd spent time doing this, this, and this in order to get that? Bet you won't. Bet you'd get her crying on live streams because nothing is working out for her and she doesn't know what to do.
Nothing will replace that meltdown at the
The
car
U-Haul?
hire place. Yeah, that was a whole situation. A whole situation.
So yeah.
This is a total aside that nobody else will care about, but we've had another nightmare of a performance over here with some terrible. Policing here is a very delicate, delicate situation. It's something I um, would say you have to have a very, very unique skill set for. It's not just like being a police officer anywhere else in the world because you're basically policing warring factions. It's a nightmare for no matter who it is. And right now, there was a whole situation where, due to a set of errors, they publicized the private information of hundreds of police officers. Our police officers are very they won't go. It's not like America where you see a police officer going to the store in their uniform or something. That doesn't happen here. That does not happen here. Because you would get removed from the planet. Uh, but there was a whole thing that happened. There has now, obviously, the warring factions on either side have all of the details that were released. So now every police officer that we have to try and keep us safe, they're now fearing for their lives. It's a whole nightmare.
I can only imagine that.
But that's been going on for weeks. And the chief has been like, "Oh, I'm not resigning. I'm not going to resign." Today he resigned because everybody's like, no, this isn't getting any better. This is getting worse every day." Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I'm Mama Grandma.
and we now have a daily situation where factions of either side are using that information to try and exert pressure on people. And the only resort that people can take is to contact the police.
Yeah.
uh, the police who are already pushed to the max and then some. No, that's literally all that they can do. So we've had what can only be described as a massive uptick in the amount of terrible things that were already happening here. Um, that has made the past couple of weeks, it's literally like lawless country right now. It's not a good state of affairs. We worked so hard to try to get to a point where we could have people talk to each other and realize that we all need to live and get on. And now we're back to the same state where people are having to check their cars in the morning for explosive devices. I'm having to be careful how I say that. You can't answer the door if there's a knock at your door. Not good things.
Yeah, not good things at all. And then you get folks that say, "Oh, but that's not so bad." Really?
Or saying that I grew up after that happened. What, after today? You grew up after today. Okay. Love that. Love that. Love that.
Original thought, 1987.
Yeah, fuck my life. But I'm glad in a way because those that don't know, I'm glad that they don't understand.
Yeah,
That's why I try not. There's certain things I can say to people who know a bit about things in here. I have thought long and hard about whether there's a point in educating anybody in general, but realistically, it's a tightrope for anybody from here to take on because it can be a very complicated business. Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of things I know I can't talk about. There's a lot of things a certain other person knows I can't talk about either. So the fact that she wants to, that's her choice.
Of
Go
course,
with God. You're going to
because
need
her
it.
goofy ass isn't sitting in Ireland.
Yeah, I love the fact that she thinks that they stop, that somehow the water makes them stop doing the things. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. The
Yeah, no.
crazy people will travel. They travel to find people. That's how that works.
But that is one of the things that I can most closely relate to you with is the fact that I know things are going terribly where you are. You know that things are going terribly where I am. And yet both of us decide not to share too much with the rest of our friends because you wouldn't want anybody to experience the things that you experience on the daily. Because some of the stuff is really horrific.
Right?
You
There's
you
a
wouldn't.
there's there's a big difference between just sharing for information purposes and then either traumatizing other people or trying to do something shady, so shall we say, with the information. I'll not go into all the various ways that that could happen, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot. Right, Pearl? She always remembers her internet bill. Fuck me.
Oh, and Mama Aquahoma would like to know where can she report missing desserts.
My face.
There you go, Mama. You gotta report the missing desserts to Wee's face.
Report them to my face. Report them to my face.
I already put out an APB for that missing blueberry muffin with the big blueberry on top. Still have no leads, but it's to be expected because we is in charge of the investigation.
Ah, well. As I said with the previous preamble, lawless country, what do you expect? You're lucky that's all that went missing. you know? you know.
We haven't even started with the list. There's been a list with a Moroccan coffee bean cupcake, but we knows nothing about the muffin. I'm sure it's moldy by now. No need to look. No, no, not moldy. Not moldy at all, Mama. It's already been digested.
We dealt with the situation.
It's been dealt with. So, did you have a fun time with that whole investigation situation? Was it a scrumptious time? Almost as good as a Jaffa cake?
I want a Jaffa cake. Right, Griffey, get to Canva immediately. Draw us up a bill for like £10 million, so that we can get Jaffa cakes.
Okay.
Do
So
that.
it should be a bill for £10,000.
Million.
£10 million.
Yeah, come
Okay.
on now. Aim high, aim high.
Okay. Shall we be showing it on a live stream and proclaiming that we cannot survive without this being paid?
Yeah, that's like 1.75 each or so. I think as will all. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You can do without that. You'll be okay.
Eh,
You find that down the back of the sofa. You'll be all right.
yeah, pretty much.
Um, but no, there have been no cakes. Now all I want is a piece of cake. I don't even like cake. I want cakes.
Who do I take my Amazon bill to? I will post receipts.
Send those to Mr. Bezos. He has all of the money. He pays for all of the Amazons. It would be handy if it worked like that, where like every once in a while they'd be like, "We're just going to pay your bill today."
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That would have been awesome. I think if I was a multi-billionaire, I would have done something like that. But I know of one electric bill that I would definitely not be paying.
Right. I would take the whole malicious nature of the thing and pay everyone else's electric bill apart from theirs. I'd be like, no, no, you get your electric bill paid, and you get yours paid, and you get yours paid. No, you.
Show me one day of work that you did, a full 8-hour shift.
But she is doing work. She does the
No, no.
YouTubes.
Sitting on your ass telling people all about your problems is not a job.
Right, that's a therapy session. You're meant to pay
Yeah.
somebody for that too.
And the poor sods listening to you don't even get paid.
I know, right?
They have to pay you to listen to your problems.
At least our therapy sessions come with free tits, and Tanga's nuds.
Yes.
Just saying.
And blueberry muffins that we have stolen from Oklahoma. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Right? You would be handy in a crime. Jeez, I would be banged up faster than Benny and Ernie on a warm day. It
Well,
would
but
be.
better banged up than knocked up. We.
Speak for yourself.
I can get a credit card for 3,000 limit if I pay today. I just need $1,700. Just, just need $1,700.
Special offer just for
Yes.
you.
I would say to all those who were so willing to donate to Ziggy's electric bill, rather send it to Oklahoma. She can do it to. She can put it to better use. Much. Don't you think we?
Yep, she's gonna make me more muffins. Yay! I mean, what?
With big blueberries on them.
Yeah. And on that happy note, I think we're gonna call it a day. Any more for any
Yeah.
more? Any more for any more things?
No, we're all good.
Are
You
the
good?
jerks? Are the jerks on tonight? Are they jerking?
Um, let me see. Let me see if the jerks are jerking.
Is there jerking to be had this evening?
A whole lot of jerking. I really need to unsub from some folks because it takes me a month of Sundays to get to the jerks.
I really wish you could put them in like little
Yeah.
groups. Your subscriptions. I have wanted that for a long time, and YouTube seemed to hate my life and don't want to do that. It would make things way more functional.
Because then you can put those at the top that you watch most frequently and the rest just dangle around the bottom.
No, I want little groups for different little things. I want little groups for like, because I have a whole mishmash of different peoples.
No.
Okay, I don't see any jerking live stream tonight, so I don't see any jerking to be had.
So Monday is a jerking free zone currently. That could change. We
It
just
could.
don't know. We don't know.
It could change. Very suddenly, in fact. They could decide to do all the jerking.
Yep, spontaneous jerking is a thing.
All the jerking, all the time. You lurk, we jerk.
Oh Lord, that does sound like a spectator sport. Look.
Oh, yes, with all the tits. Mickey.
Yeah.
Ah,
And on that happy note, we're going to call it a day. So good night, everybody. And we'll
thank you
see
for
you
being here.
at the same handy dandy time tomorrow. And remember, if you would like your little opinion passport, opinion visa, please join the Griffey membership with the little handy dandy $sign at the bottom of your keyboard there. You'll see it on the screen. Um, and you will be given the right to have all the opinions. That's how
Yes.
that works. That's how it works. If anybody
If
challenges
some.
you in future, you can just hold up your little
Mhm.
passport.
Say, here you go. Here you go.
It's almost like I said that the other day, and then that night the jerks were live, and then uh, Eliza was like, "Oh, we'll have to get you one of those," and I'm like, "Yeah, I said this earlier today. Would no, you weren't listening? Oh, tell me you weren't listening. Come on now, come on now, girls, you are ruining my happiness." Uh, yeah, 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 yeah. It's very sad.
Very, very, very sad.
All by myself. Okay, everybody, we'll see you tomorrow. Hey,
Have your
Michelle. Bye,
budget.
Michelle. Love you. Bye. I don't even know if I've got a wee endy thingy on the end of this, so if this just ends abruptly, take no, nothing bad was meant. It's just me. I've messed up. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Bye.